Hello. So, the things are still broken. I haven't been able to do any. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's unscrewed itself. Now I can actually go in and edit it. Huh. There we go. So, why isn't the ticker working then? The donations ticker. Huh. Good morning, Quentin. Good morning, Atsugi, Matthias, Afjord. Yeah, Matthias, most likely, you say, because the Nordics. What's up? How's everyone doing? So, as you can see, I spent a little bit more time on the drawing yesterday. I went in and added secondary colors, added the shooting things. I mean, they're on a separate layer, so I'm not really worried about that. But they are starting to become a part of the painting or illustration, so I had to include them just so I could start planning the picture better. And what is this today? This will just be like this today. Hey, Chilstrand, good morning. So today I will, I think, start adding shadows. And I'm thinking maybe I will give you guys one more day on the 2-week challenge, so the stream is on Sunday, because I might not be home on Saturday. So schedule in a potential 1 day extra for the 2-week challenge, because it's also started a bit late. It started on a Sunday anyway, so you guys could have one more day, I think. Either way, I think we can start kind of blocking in shadows. So what should I click? I should click that one, right? Let's start. So we got the whole world on our heads. So I think we should lower it, intensify it. Yes. Hey, Lorib. Hey, Sayart, you made the stream. That's fun. Hey, Jacob Moley. All right, so let's start with the Samus. Okay, so I'm assuming we want the main light to come from the front. Probably a backlight as well of some sorts, just so it doesn't flatten the whole image. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to be doing it as a change of pace at work. I obviously can't name the client because that would be breach of contract. But I will be doing some marketing art again. I haven't done that for ages. It's going to be fun to dip into that again. Usually, there's always some marketing art needed to be done close to like E3 and so on. So I'm always assuming that sometimes those orders are going to come in, you know, at close to major cons. So that's going to be fun. Tackle some pretty known game. It's not like a top 10 game, but known enough, so it's gonna be fun. Okay, so what I'm focusing on now is on this one is to get a good read of shadows. It's not really there yet. I think it's getting there, but yeah. Hey, Morphia. Good morning, Murph. Morphia, yeah. Usually they obviously as they're going to be used, as I mentioned, most of the marketing art is being used at conventions. So obviously, when they make it public, um, the company I work for, we usually, use the hype, um, as as you say when you're from the 90s, um, to generate, to get traffic as well, saying, oh, by the way, the new marketing art for game X, we did it. You know, everyone helps everyone in that regard. It's interesting, this comic style I use now and then. There's a lot of people interested in it. Like I always, as soon as I start posting this comic style, I get a lot of comic offers. Like I used to do comics when I was 18 in Sweden, or under 18 actually. Um, but then I stopped because I tried. I was like in some magazines a little bit now and then, but like nothing major. And when I was younger, there was this comic, which was if you had done a comic and it passed their bar, they would print it for you in the magazine, right? So that was like community comic almost, but it had to have some sort of quality. And in that one, I was a few times. Um, yeah, but nothing. Like I wasn't a big comic guy in that sense, but it was fun, regardless. Fun to do. Uh, I definitely have a style that fits comics when I want to go there in that stylized direction. So it's always interesting to see these offers coming in when I start doing comic style art. I mean, I should pick up on it someday, just to see how it feels again to do comics or comic related projects. Maybe I would enjoy it. Maybe I'll just hang up my concept art career and just start doing comics. Create the new Marvel. Oh yeah, there we go. It's the future. You should have boot to ass scratched in the boot. Sayard. All right, like she's decorated her battle suit. Maybe. It definitely needs layers, way more details at some point. So what I'm doing now is just kind of blocking everything in so it gets the read that I wanted to have, and then I'll solve it somehow with all the extra details that needs to be incorporated. But for her now, I think that's good enough. Let's focus on the space pirates. gonna be fun. Not. Jacob Mobley marketing art. You just need to have high res, high detail art that fits well in marketing situations. So do research about marketing art. You know, like latest Star Wars games, the cover illustration of each Star Wars game, or any Call of Duty, or any major game that needs to sell on the shelves. Look at their cover art and try to derive from that what is required by you, and then start doing that kind of art if you want to get into marketing art. Look at huge posters, look at wallpaper for games. That's the kind of things you need to start hitting quality-wise if you want to be getting marketing art. The closer you can get to those biggest games, the easier it is for you to get hired. One problem with like your personal style and marketing art is that a lot of marketing art is not interested in your personal style. The more, you know, painterly, not you in particular here now, as in you in general as an artist, they're not very interested in your personal style in that sense. It's just how generic and interesting that combination can you make art that will engage players. You know, you need to tick a lot of boxes. You need to make the art engaging, well designed, well in a good composition. Look at movie posters, the good ones, not the bad ones. Those kind of things. It's a very specific kind of illustration, and you need to be very good at it to get those big gigs. But there's not a lot of people specializing in marketing art compared to concept art, compared to illustration. Because illustration and marketing art is slightly different. With marketing art, you need really high resolution, lots of details, you know, good control over the values and so on. Illustration can be a little bit like marketing art is like illustration 2.0, while illustration is the basic version, in more or less, you know. It doesn't need to be so specific. Marketing art is very specific what you need to do in order to get people to buy the game from the shelf, right? So composition and materials and textures and light comes into play. Hey, Georg. Oh, no worries, I won't hang up my concept art hat. I like it too much. Hey, Captain Jetlag. In Georg. Probably said Georg already. A very original name. There are men and female men. What? Jacob Mobley. Yeah, I mean, look at, for example, Dave Raposa. His style is very marketing art style, even though his most of the times are borderline too arty. You know, it's too much brushwork a lot of the times. I mean, when he did the Wolverine cover, etc., I mean, that is borderline too painterly. But that being said, there's a trend indicating that painted movie posters are coming back. So that's something to keep in mind trend-wise as well, where painted marketing art might be something that's potentially going to be available for artists. So study Struzen. Struzen is the master, or was. I don't think Struzen lives anymore. But Struzen was the movie poster master. And that's worth studying because it's just so good. Composition and color and all these things. That's a good benchmark to have. Also, the ability, because Struzen, I thought I switched off the sound. Phone. Struzen was able to do painterly, but texturally. And no one said it's too painterly for a movie poster. It had that sense of realism, even though it was painted. So Struzen is a good person to, in general, to analyze the poster composition and so on. It's just one of the greats when it comes to that kind of work. Captain jet lag. Yeah. My phone desperately wants attention. Hey, listen. Bring. No, but marketing art is fun to do, but time consuming because you got to make it so good. You got to be really with marketing art, as far as I know, is you can't just go jumping in head first and start working towards final brush marks early on. You really need to build the painting up carefully and thoughtfully, like start placing the foundation of the brush marks rather than the final brush marks, because with a lot of marketing art, there's always going to be edits. And if you focus on doing final brush marks from the beginning, you're going to have a very messy painting. So you have to kind of figure out a method where you can place everything in a way where it doesn't require you to repaint everything as you're adding the final touches to the painting, right? So you can maintain the painting and show it to the client. They can give feedback. They will understand lighting direction. They will understand mood. They will understand everything. Yet you haven't done all the hard work yet, right? So then you show it to the client. The client will give feedback, and then you do the necessary changes. So everything needs to be like controlled on separate layers and so on. They can do their changes that they need because they're going to be passed through a lot of people, because it's marketing art, right? PR department need to have a say. Game directors gonna want to have a say. Everyone in the hierarchy want to have a say, because it's gonna be the face of an entire project, right? So they gotta run it through as many people as possible to have it signed off, and it's just not like a senior artist somewhere ticking boxes saying, yeah, that's good, finish it. There's going to be a lot of eyes on it. So when you're doing marketing art, you got to be really prepared that it's going to be iterations. It's going to be passed through a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of edits, and you can't just jump in final version from the get-go. You know, they have to see it, they have to understand it, they have to give feedback. You have to change it, you have to tweak it. And if it's not arranged and kind of future-proofed from the beginning, you're going to have a lot of hard time changing. And there are, most guarantee you, 99% of all cases, they want everything on separate layers, so they can use with text or move it. Or so you can't just be like painting emotionally. You have to plan the emotions ahead of time, you know. Uh, Bren tackles tentacles. I don't know actually. Maybe Struzen isn't dead. Drew Struzen, right? No, he's not dead. Sorry, Drew Struzen is alive, just retired. 70 years old now. Um, so I am sorry, Struzen, for saying that you're dead when you're not. It was retired. Didn't mean to jinx you, Struzen. Please don't die. Alright, so I think that these shadows are shaping up. Um, it's not too confusing, the light here. It does read quite well, and I think with more love later on and arranging, so I think it'll look pretty decent actually. I can see the path of the art down the line and how it might actually look quite, has potential. Yeah, marketing art is a very specific field of expertise. I'm here, yeah. I'm gonna be pinned on me. Bread tackles, tentacles, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be I think Struzen did a poster recently though. Um, and that being said, the new Jedi or the new Star Wars movie had some pretty sweet cover. It looked really good, as far as if it was for the cover or if it's just an illustration that I saw. But it had some really cool composition. Like, um, as far as I remember, it was like an X shape in the composition, and down each leg of the X were like scenes of characters, but arranged in a way, or was it a V maybe? I don't remember. But I just remember the composition and colors and texture work was really cool. I don't know who did it, but kudos to that person. It looked really good. Let's see, last poster. No, no, no. So it must have just been an illustration. Uh, so lots of ugly ones. Not the ones where they're all standing in red with like painterly brush marks. This one was way more elaborate. If I find it, I'll post it on the Discord. But it was really, really a really good illustration. Shame that then apparently it wasn't the official one. Huh. Yeah. Marketing art. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to dip into marketing art again. And by the looks of things at work, I will be not doing a lot of concept art for a while. For a while, going to be quite illustration heavy, which is also going to be fun. But I do like my concept art a lot more. But I need to practice illustration because I don't do it enough. So it's going to be a welcome change of pace. Obviously can't talk about it in specifics, obviously, but yeah, it'll be fun. Right, so we got the aliens blocked in light-wise. We got Samus blocked in. How about it's not reading perfectly. It's a lot of too many small groups of light, but it's good enough. How about we duplicate that layer so I'm not messing with it, and then make a selection, make a group out of the next one, put a mask on that. That should be inverted mask. So now I can easily adjust the mask on the group. Yes. So let's start trying to figure this out. Oh. Okay. And I think having an offset explosion shadow, I think it'll be good. Will help sell the illusion of the perspective. That should be a door, right? So let's try to unlock that. Now this will be fun. It'll work. Also a nice band there to highlight the gun going off. Three minutes left. I'm not gonna be. I don't think I'll have time to do all the whole background, but at least I think I'll have enough time to do some of the background. At least around Samus. How do you say Samus? I say it like a Swede probably would say it, Samus. Maybe you have to Americanize it. Samus. Samus. Or Japanese, but I won't go there because I'm just gonna cringe. I'm already cringing in my head thinking if I should imitate Japanese or not, but then I just know. Oh, cringy. Now this is fun. I haven't done stuff like this in ages, actually. I mean, the ArtStation competition, sure, but it was in isolation. It was just a character, right? And now I'm doing like a full scene. It's good fun. I forgot how fun it is to set up a scene like this. I need to do it more often. No, too fat. And of course we need a shadow here from Samus. Well, at the beginning it doesn't really matter what their innate um, ability is in that sense, because you can practice it. You can get better at anything. I mean, look at me. I'm a concept artist, but I'm also an illustrator. I'm also a marketing artist. Just because I've been doing it over the years. That's why I can do it. So in that sense, like people focusing on one specific thing at the beginning, you know, fine, that's good. It increases your odds to get hired in that field. But I'm quite sure that down the line you might get bored of it and adjust your path. So do first of all what you have the most fun with, right? That's the most important. What you enjoy the most, get better at that, and then when you get bored of that and you need another challenge, pick up um, another thing to deal with, right? I mean, you can be the best character artist in the world and you can't even draw a basic perspective environment. That's fine. If you hate it, don't do it. But maybe one day you go, oh shit, I gotta learn the perspective, and you start drawing environments, and then you get good at it, and you start doing that, and you know, it doesn't really matter in that sense, when big picture wise, what you should focusing on in that, you know, career wise. Just do what's fun, and everything will. Oh shit! What? Why am I drawing on top of the? Oh, because of that. No, it needs to be like that. There we go. All right, time's up. Lurib, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. This background one, though, I think it's a little bit too hard, so for now I'll just lower the intensity of it. But we're getting somewhere, I'd say. Not exactly perfectly, but let's add some mood, some insta mood with color lookup. Teal and orange. Get that unification pass. Ah, all right. All right, thanks everyone for joining in. Have a fantastic day. Good night. All that, and see you tomorrow morning. Now comes the here comes the outro. Thanks everyone. Let's catch up on Discord.